It's time and you know it. There comes a point where the person you are doesn't fit the part anymore. A point where pieces of your identity that held you for years can't hold the woman you are becoming. There comes a time in your life where you have to choose to become the future version of you right now to build the life that will not stay quiet inside of your heart. It will not stay quiet in your heart for a reason. The core desire is not the enemy. I know that there's a lot of conversation around like detaching from desire, and I actually don't believe in that. I believe that core desires, I'm not talking about fleeting moments of pleasure that are sort of fickle that come and go. I'm talking about something that almost becomes annoying because it just it won't let go of you, and it keeps showing up, and it keeps speaking to you, and it keeps asking for your attention. I really believe that that's part of our soul communicating to us, asking us to do what's necessary to come into that desire, because through that desire, we evolve. And that evolution is a meant to be evolution. It is part of how we become a self actualized individual. It is part of how we become more of who we came here to be. So the desire is not the enemy. I think the enemy is us suppressing that desire. It's us turning away from this desire. It's us trying to be more practical and realistic and not think that that desire is a reality for us. That's bullshit. It's not. It's in your fucking heart for a reason. And that's also why you're here. Your intuition brought you here for a reason, to listen to every word that I'm saying, because these words are exactly what you need to hear to keep that fire in you moving you right now, moving you towards the goal. And guess what? The goal is fucking you. The goal is always going to be you. Pursue yourself, because in that pursuit of this greater expression of yourself, you are shifting and expanding your life in so many meaningful ways. I would never be the woman that I am today in this moment right now if I suppressed my desires, if I turned away from them, if I shut them down and didn't take them serious. Like I personally, gratefully, um, I'm simply not built that way. Almost in some way where, I just have to admit that just it has been very challenging in a lot of moments, because the pain that would exist from suppressing it was more than I was willing to take on. I was willing to take on the pain and the hardship that would come with going for it, which was substantial. But that pain I could endure for some reason over the pain of suppressing my desire, my passion, things that I felt so called to move me forward in life, to keep me evolving in ways that I know now were so fucking essential for me. And that's giving me a lot of confidence that when I'm in these moments where I feel like I'm being pulled, I'm on the edge, I'm being stretched to a newer expression of myself, where I'm being called to expand and evolve, I can now look back and go, yeah, and every single time that you've been in that place, that you're at that threshold where, this version of you was pulling you forward into very unfamiliar and uncomfortable territory, but you did it, you listened, you trusted, you did the thing. It has always served you. It has always brought you to a better place in your life, like a better version of you, a more fuller expression of you. And in that fuller expression, you were able to expand your life in fucking meaningful ways. So I can look back at that now, and now it allows me to continuously trust myself even more. And that's why, I talk about and I write about trusting yourself. It's at the center of all of my work, is trusting yourself. Because if you're not trusting yourself in life, then you're never fully ever meeting who you truly came here to be. And that life that comes with this evolving, expanded expression of who you are. You'll never sadly taste that life. You will likely be someone who unfortunately will live with the regret of, I wonder what would have happened, if I would have said yes to me more, if I would have, taken the risk, if I would have bet on myself, if I would have just been more willing to be more uncomfortable in those moments to just, experience more of what was possible for me. You, I don't feel are going to be that person because if you're listening to this, if you're watching this episode, then you are already that person who's willing to step into that discomfort. And I hope that the energy of this episode stays with you. That if you have to go back and listen to it again and again and again, that you fucking do. Because I know the power of words. I know it through writing, I know it through speaking, and I know how helpful they can be when you're going through something really challenging, something that's, part of your life, a chapter in your life that's really asking you to fucking become more. And there's a lot of questions that you don't have answers to yet. And that's a real big challenge. And maybe there's, a lot of people in your life that are no longer there. And maybe that's a big challenge because you're shifting. There's a lot of newness and, just uncertainty. I know, but there's something inside of you that feels so certain, that feels so, you're right where you need to be, even if it's not all figured out, even if it's all not put together. In fact, it could look really messy right now, but there's something inside of you that does feel really strong and secure and sure, even if doubt is like, attacking, it's not severing that part of you. And that's for a reason. That's because you are being called into the next version of yourself. That's because you are at the threshold of the next expression of your life. And that's why I'm calling this the fucking era of holding nothing back. It's your time and you know it.